I'm here with Cece today. She's a cardio girl, was a cardio girl. Wanted to get more into strength and toning, but didn't want to change her size or anything like that through modeling. So we decided Pilates would be the best thing for her, and we're just going to show you our routine and kind of what we do to keep her where she needs to be. Beautiful. Good. So now we're going to start with footwork. We're going to keep it light today. All right, so we're going to go knees together, feet together. Good. Toes pointed toward the ceiling right here. Good. Right there on the heels right now. You feel that anterior tip turn on the shin. Good. How is the spacing for you? Good? You feel comfortable in there? It's not too tight in the hip? Now I want you to make that rib cage nice and heavy into the mat. I want you to travel down your spine, make your tailbone nice and heavy. We're going to inhale, lengthen out. Good. And exhale, deepen your core, come back in. And out for two. Now we're going to go heels together, toes apart. Squeeze those heels together. Good. Just like that, and flex here. Let the toes go a little bit. Good. Now come back in, let your knees go to the outside, right there, and lengthen back out. Oh, I felt that. And out for two. There it is. Perfect. Good. Now, notice the heels are together, squeezing of the heels. Go ahead, lengthen out. So that connects to the glute at the top. As she comes back in, squeezing the heels together, connect back to the inner thigh. So it's an inner thigh glute exercise, brings the hip in at the top. Just gonna flip it here. Good, right here. And from here, we're gonna lengthen out. Now, of course, she wears a lot of high heels, stuff like that, for the shoots, everything else, working on the peroneal muscles on the side. Come back in. And then also working down into the Achilles as well. Go back out. There we go, and back in. Good, I like that right there. And back out, and now scoop your abs up into your ribcage. Go out. There we go. Now deepen and come back in. There it is. Walk your heels out to the corners. Good. She's focusing on the ankle complex and heel. Come back in and lengthen back out. Perfect. Now, this is the last one we're going to do for today. We're going to bring your toes down to the foot bar. Heels together, toes apart, right there. You're going to push your heels under the foot bar. Stretch your tendons here. Lift. And keep those heels together when we lift. And now come back in. Bend your knees and come back in. There we go. Out for two. Lift and bring it back in. Oh, I heard that too. A lot of crick, cracking going on here. We won't talk about that though. We won't talk about it. Good. And back in. Relax. We're going to come to bridges. I wanted a way to work on our hamstring and glute without being so excessive, right? So this is a great way to do this. Not only is it therapeutic, muscle building, muscle sculpting and shaping in the whole 9 yards, it's just a really good functional exercise. Heels are going to be on the foot bar first. Now we start on the heels. Heels is going to be a little more gluteal than it is hamstring. Hamstring is going to be involved, but it's going to be more of a gluteal exercise. Here we go. You can leave your knees apart if you want, or bring them together. I'm going to leave that up to you right now, okay? If you're comfortable there, we're going to stay here. Now, from here, you're going to peel your back off the mat, squeeze, tuck under, and lift. Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. There it is, right there. Now, you notice the reformer didn't move, so she's all in the hamstring. Sorry, on this side. She's all into the hamstring and glute, more into the glute here. Now, we come back down. We come back down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, tailbone. So what does that do? That elongates the spine, so when you come up and make the muscles tight, as you come back down, you're re-lengthening the muscles to get the correct muscle tension and length. Now, from here, we push out. Bring it out. Good. And now, squeeze, lift, and bring it back in. Lift, 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 lift. Good. Going back out. I think for beginners, it's a little easier if you go knees together, feet together, because then you can squeeze your knees together. We'll show you the difference. I felt that too, but don't worry. Come back in, you can squeeze your knees together, and it just makes it a little bit easier. I call this one the hard one, right? And that's just because it hits the hamstring right at the right place. So we go right here, toes on. We're gonna stay this way, knees together, feet together for this one. We're only gonna do a few reps here. Come on up. So now we're here and we're hitting the hamstring right underneath the glute. That's it. That's the key right there. And now if you notice, everything is on the same line right there. So it's a beautiful line. Go back out and lift and bring it back in. Now we're going to change it to the third right here. I like to come onto the heels, onto the corners. The corners hit the outer sweep of the hamstring and the outer sweep of the glute. It's a hard exercise to get to, pretty much unless you're on the Reformer. So that's why I like this one, it's pretty unique. Now, come on up. How we feeling? You feel that?
I feel it.
All right, all right. I'm gonna lengthen this out. Good, now from here you have to really engage, squeeze and lift. Lift, 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 lift. Good, and back out. This is the last one. Hold it here for a second. Squeeze those glutes, wrap them around, lift the hips just a touch right there, and now squeeze and bring it back in. From here, because we do runway work, everything else, I like to do single leg work. Balance, coordination, and it's really fun.
It is really fun.
Love that. Now, from here, you're gonna go with your right heel on the foot bar. Good. And now, this is gonna be here like before, so we get that anterior tibialis to turn on right there. That's that shin bone muscle. This leg here, it's gonna be in a tabletop, so it's 90 degrees hip to knee, 90 degrees knee to the ankle, pointing the toes to the foot bar so there's no tension in the lower leg. Now, from here, go ahead and lengthen out. Good, and come back in. And back out. So now we're working the quad, hamstring, and glute together. Come back in and lengthen back out. Now we're gonna come to coordination. Bring your leg over the foot bar and bring it back out. Good, now you notice how I stopped her here? So here it's 90 degrees, right above her hip. If we go more than 90 degrees, you get into the hip flexor, and that's not where you wanna be. You wanna stay right here in the core. Come back in and back out. And now from here, put the foot on the ceiling here, flex. So now you're stretching the hamstring on one side while you're working on the other. Go ahead, give me a few here, and lengthen out and bring it back in, and lengthen back out. And you notice when she comes back in, she's deepening the core. So I know right now, just by looking, I don't have to say anything, she's really rooted down into the mat between the rib cage and the core. We're gonna go to toes on here. This leg is gonna go straight up, point your toes to the ceiling. Good, and now we slightly turn out so she's out of her hip. Now from here, go ahead and lengthen out, and we come back in and lift that heel back. Go back out. Now we're gonna come in, bring this leg down neutrally over the foot bar. So come on back in, this stays here. Now, from here, we come back to coordination. Coordination here is come up to flex and back down to point. And there we go, back up and back down, getting the length on the other side. Beautiful. Now, from here, we match the knees together. Toes go up to the ceiling. Now, as she lengthens out on this side, this leg is gonna come away, and then what she's gonna do is deepen her core and bring that leg back in as the leg is collapsing. Coordination again. And back in. Very nice. Notice how this hip is staying down, her hip isn't rotating. Now, our next favorite part that we move on to from here is the core. So now, we're gonna put these straps on your hands right here. She's got a little tension in the rope here. Gonna come to tabletop here. There we go. So now, knees together, feet together, pointing the toes. Good, so now there's no tension down here. Notice how she's in her hip, nice 90-degree angle right there, so this is gonna be all core. Now from here, palms come down to the mat, chin to your chest, reaching through the fingertips toward the foot bar. Very nice, look at that. And back up, and last one, back down. We're gonna stay here. Now you're gonna pump your arms here for the hundreds. And we're gonna inhale. And we're gonna exhale. And we're gonna exhale. And last ones, inhale and exhale. Now before we stop, lift the legs straight up. There we go, continue on. We're gonna do two more. Inhale and exhale. Good, gonna give her a second here to recover. You know, I think that's the right thing to do. Now, we're gonna bring the palms together. Both legs straight up, point your toes to the ceiling. Now, we're gonna open up, the hands come down the middle. Here we go, down for one, down for four, and back up. And here we go, stay right here. Now, pulse your legs out. 10, 9, 8. Now, you're gonna put your hands at 10 and 2. You're gonna extend the left leg straight out. You're gonna keep that right leg in tabletop. You're gonna maintain this position as you bring your palms down to the mat. Down for 1, and back up, and down for 2. Hold it here. Now, we're gonna do knee changes. Switch. Switch and double time. Let's go. And 3, and last one, back down. Now, you're gonna bring the knees together. Now, you're gonna dip your toes down into the well, and back up. All right, now, the transition from core work, coming back to leg work. Now, I don't really want to call this leg work. I like to call it really core work because we're going to be working on the hips, inner thigh. We'll just call it feet and straps. Heels together, toes apart. Excellent. Now, tailbone is down. I feel it. Yep, right there. Good. Now, squeezing your heels together, using your hamstring and glutes, bring the legs down. Keeping your lower back on the mat, so about right there. Now, deepen your core and let the legs lift. Deepen the core. So this is where we get into letting the core control the extremities, and this is one of the first places where you really start to learn that. We're going to turn this into frog. You're going to squeeze your heels together. Turn out just slightly a little more for me. Right there. Now, let your knees go to the outside. Let the rope go in the middle. There we go. Staying on this line right here. Deepen the core. And lengthen back out. Squeezing those heels together. Coming back to that midline. Squeezing those thighs together. Coming right back to the midline. We're going to separate the feet right here. We're going to stay in sumo right here. So now the strap becomes your new floor. You're going to keep your heels equally distant here. Bend your knees, come in, deepen your core, and lengthen it back out from here. There it is. We're going to come back up. Leave your feet neutral now. So now you're going to be neutral. Good. Now from here, we're going to go out, down, and around. Leg circles. So come out, down, and around. Deepen your core as you bring your legs back up. Letting your core control your extremities again. Now, from here, we're going to get into long spine and short spine. We're going to start with long spine. Long spine, exactly as the name incurs, you're going to lengthen your spine, and then as you come back down, you're coming back down one vertebrae at a time, and that lengthens your spine against the reformer. So here we go. Swing down and lift for me. And now we're going to lift, come up. There we go. Coming back down, one vertebrae at a time. Notice the heels are together, the feet are straight, the feet are nice and long, right? The length, the profile is nice and long, everything matches up. We're gonna bring the knees down to the shoulder blocks, stay high here, and then we're gonna roll it out, rolling like a ball, like we're in mat. The tailbone hits, we press the legs out, and now we come back up. There we go, there we go. Bring the knees down, and roll it out. And last one. Now we're going to get into a little bit of upper body. Okay, good. Now, from here, arms are going to be out nice and long. Shoulders, retract them back. Open up your collarbone. We call that the angel wings. Open that up so your shoulders set down and back. Good. Now from here, we're going to row. Drive those elbows back, straight back. So this is a great postural exercise. She's working right into the rhomboids, which are the two biggest postural muscles in your upper body. They are right underneath your shoulder blades. From here, we're going to transition. We're just going to turn over, right? And we're going to do arm curls. There we go. Now, you notice we're keeping the elbows nice and high, same line as the shoulder, so she's feeling nice and deep into the bicep. You do not have to do a lot of these, you just want to do enough to stimulate the muscle. You don't need to take it into hypertrophy and make it grow. From here, I want you to put your hands through the loops. All right, you can go into the loops now. Good. Bring it back here toward your mid-thigh. There we go. So now zip this up, get nice and tall here, drop your shoulders here. There we go. Now, maintaining this position, coming no further than this. Push backwards. And back in. Feel that in your tricep? Mm-hmm. You sure?
Definitely.
Okay, good. Right church, right cue. There we go. Excellent. Good. And then from here, we stretch, right? So this is about the end right here. How do you feel?
Amazing.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Stronger.